Sound check. Sound check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Testing, testing. You can hear me, right? Oh, there's echo. Sound, sound. Don't worry about the echo. Let me try. Where's the echo? Echo. Testing, testing. Mic test. Mic testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Okay, not that one. Testing. Test, test, test mic, test. No more echo? Okay, perfect. I found it. Sound checked. 1, 2, 3. There's a little bit, right? But not so bad. Okay. Welcome to the third week of this course, which is Consumer Behavior and Market Research. I believe you have seen the first 2 weeks of lectures that were posted on your LMS. Yes or no? You haven't opened them yet? Some already took the activity. It seems like everyone is doing pretty well. Most of the people who took the activity got a perfect score. Oh, so this week is the third week, and it's all about attitudes and persuasion. Oh, no, sorry. That will be next week. This one will be next week. We're talking about motivations and personality and emotions in consumer behavior. Okay. So just to recap the first 2 weeks, what did you learn in the first 2 weeks? You haven't opened them yet. It was just posted last night. I know it was just posted last night. That's why I didn't. Uh, I didn't push you to read it. So um, this is an in-person class, which should be recorded because it will be delivered online via the other campuses. So whatever we record here will be delivered online in OC and in San Diego. Um, And we did not really have, we're not supposed to have a class in the past 2 weeks because of the fires. Anyone lived near to the fires? You lived near to the fire? Yes, I'm using it. Think you lived near to the fire? You got the warning, but you did not get evacuated. Okay. Oh. How about the rest? Did you get the evacuation notice and you got evacuated? Where? Laurel Canyon. Oh, that's very near to the fire. Okay. Yeah, I believe a lot of people in Laurel Canyon got evacuated when the fires got near to the Hollywood sign. Um, anyone else? Why are people not sitting in the middle? Okay. Um, again, in the recorded video lecture that I posted, this class is supposed to be taught by one of the best professors in consumer behavior, and that's Professor De Juan Valentine. Sadly, Professor Valentine needs to focus on his dissertation because he will be graduating this year for his PhD, his doctorate degree, in June. So he's asking for a leave of absence so that he can focus on his dissertation. So when he comes back in summer, in the summer quarter, which will be July, he will now be Dr. Valentine. Okay. So sad for you, I will be your professor for this class. um, so for this class, we basically are going to study, just a recap of a summary of the past 2 weeks lectures that I posted. This class will focus on understanding the reasons why people buy things and the process, the thought process. Okay, what motivates people to buy? You might be wondering why people buy branded products, you know, like Chanel. Do you know how much a Chanel bag will cost? Okay, probably a little wallet, a little Chanel wallet will cost, if you go to uh, Rodeo Drive, because Chanel does not have an outlet store. They don't sell their products on the outlets. So that means they do not have a cheaper version of their products. All their products are always expensive and never goes on sale. So the cheapest Chanel wallet would cost you about $3,000. So, and you can wonder, what makes you wonder? Or what, I mean, maybe other people do not wonder, but I wonder, and maybe some of you wonder, why do people spend $3,000 for a wallet? Right? If I have $3,000, I think I will buy a $10 wallet and put the 2,990 inside the wallet. Right? At least I may have a very cheap wallet, but at least there's money inside my wallet. Okay? And then you will also wonder, why do people had to camp and line up the night before the newest iPhone will be released? Are you one of those people? Did you ever camp, or did you ever wake up early just to be in the line at the biggest Apple store so that you will be able to buy the next Apple um, new product? Are you one of those? Did you see the line before? And another thing, before these e-commerce came into business, what I meant was that before the online selling came into business, every Thanksgiving is always fun. I mean, was always fun. And the fun of the Thanksgiving night was not because people go and have dinner and enjoy the turkey with their families. But the fun was after the dinner. Why? Because people will go to the stores and they start camping outside the stores. And they start meeting strangers, talking to strangers, sharing their experiences while waiting for Best Buy or um, what are the big stores? Best Buy or Walmart to open the next day. Because the next day is what? Black Friday. And everything's on sale. And when I did that not because I want to shop. I did that because of research. So I actually went to the night before. Um, so before these things, because right now people don't line up in the shops anymore, because you can actually wait for the Black Friday sale to be available online, and once it's available online, you can just click, 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 click whatever you want to buy, and add them to your cart and buy them on a discounted price. But so before all those things happened, when people used to go to the stores and line up to the stores, I I experienced that. I lined up with them. This was back in 2012. So, and when I lined up with them, it's not because I wanted to do shopping. I had no money that time. So I only brought maybe $120, and maybe I was going to think of what will I buy with my $120. But the reason why I lined up because I asked them, like, "Oh, are you planning to buy this and buy that? Or what are the things that you plan to buy for the Black Friday sale?" And out of the 20 people that I talked to, 15 of them were really targeting for the 50, at that time it was 55 inches, the biggest screen. They were targeting for the 55 inches black flat screen, smart TV. And it was on sale, like 80% discount. And I asked them, like, do you need a TV? I mean, you don't have TV at home or what? Some of them have multiple TVs at home. I mean, not some, I think all of them have multiple TVs. At least one in the living room and one in the bedroom. But I really wondered why. Why do you have to sacrifice a good night's sleep? And at that time I was in Michigan. And you know how cold Michigan can be in Thanksgiving. Okay? So I was like, why would you sacrifice a good night's sleep? Why would you sacrifice and expose yourself to the very cold weather at night, waiting for Walmart to open at 9 o'clock the following day, just to get the 55 inches flat screen smart TV? And they said, oh, because it's 80% off. And I was like thinking, yeah, but even if it's not 80% off, you can still buy the TV and not pay the whole amount at one time. Because when you remember, we have these credit card plans that when you buy an appliance or a TV or anything with your credit card, they will just charge you the 20% of the amount, and then the other amount you pay monthly by installment without interest for 12 months, right? So I was like thinking, yes, you saved money, you saved 80%, but the sacrifice of coming out and exposing yourself to the harsh weather condition, which can make you sick, plus you don't get a good night's sleep, just to get the TV. And I asked, like, is the TV a necessity? And they said yes, because it's a smart TV. The TV that we have at home are flat screen, but they're not smart. And then I realized, wow, the studies of consumer behavior has really advanced to a point that products or companies are able to market their products, making the people or the consumers believe that they need it, even if you don't need it. I mean, will you survive if you don't have a flat screen smart TV at home? Yes or no? Yes. Will you die if you don't have a flat screen smart TV at home? Of course you won't die. But the way they see it, it's a necessity because the TVs that they have in their homes are not smart TV. So for them, it's a necessity to have a smart TV. Just like your cellular phones, okay? Are you going to die if you are not going to use your cellular phones for 3 days? Hmm? Are you going to die? No. You will still live. You will survive. But what will you feel if you can't hold your cellular phones for 3 days? How would you feel? Hmm? You feel what? I asked a few people, how would you feel when you are forbidden to have access to the internet or hold your mobile phones for 3 days? And they said, oh my God, I don't think I can do it. Some people answered, that's impossible. Some people say, I will be very bored. Some people say, I don't think I can make it. Some people say, I feel that I am being robbed. But to be honest, it's not a necessity for survival. But the way these big companies are marketing their product, they make you think and they made you feel that these things are necessity. These things are needed. And you know how they do it? Because of consumer behavior studies. So in this classroom, in this course, I am hoping that you will understand how people buy, why people buy, and eventually at the end of the course, I will ask you to make a project, which is to create an advertising campaign to control and manipulate your customers. Can you do that? Do you think you can manipulate your customers to buy your products and control your customers to buying the products? Yes? You can do that? Hopefully by the end of this course, yes? Okay. If you have read the first week, we I discussed in the lecture in the video lecture. I discussed in the video lecture in the first weeks the three theories in psychology that makes consumer behavior studies very important in creating a good marketing strategy and in creating a very powerful and very influential advertising campaign. So the first strategy is what we call classical conditioning, wherein you make people feel and think and believe that this product is a need, and that's why they will have to buy it. Now, there's also operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is a theory in psychology wherein you make people do what you want them to do. Because if they do these things, they are either rewarded or they are either get punished. Give me a second, please. Professor Quinn, come in. Don't be shy. He's a very handsome professor in pattern making. Okay. Don't worry, I will share the screen with you. For now, let me just discuss. Where were we again? Sorry. Operant conditioning, right? So, but if you want to do pattern making and fashion design, he's the professor. In operant conditioning, this is a theory by B.F. Skinner. I think he's a German psychologist. Most of the psychologists are Germans. Um, any German in here? No German in the class? Anyone who speaks German? Nobody? You speak German? Okay. From high school? Where are you from? Ah, okay. And you learn German and French. Okay. Wow. Amazing. I find it very difficult to learn the German language. It's very nasal, right? Yes, like, hmm. It's difficult to breathe when you speak German. Uh, okay. So let's continue. So B.F. Skinner, this German psychologist, used operant conditioning on his dog. Okay. So he punished the dog if the dog will not do this by not giving him food. And if the dog will follow his command, he gives the dog a reward. And so that sale is what we call as operant conditioning technique, wherein you believe that if you buy this now, you get to save money, and that is your reward. And if you will not buy it now, you will regret it because you will be punished with a higher prices after the sale is done. When the sale period is finished, then you will have no choice but to buy it at a higher price. Okay? That is how operant conditioning works in marketing. And then there is cognitive learning, wherein they will teach you this, and then after teaching you this, you learn, and after you learn, they will ask you to evaluate, okay? And then you will eventually follow the lead. Whatever this person say, you follow it because you will learn. Okay, let's just say, for example, a good advertising strategy that uses cognitive learning will be Olympic medalist. Okay, you know Olympic medalist people, right? Okay, in America they have a lot of Olympic medalists, gold medalists. So, and big companies get them to advertise what? Hmm? What co- what products do they usually hired to advertise? Hmm? Shoes? Okay. Let's say, for example, basketball. I mean, basketball superstars. Uh, Let's go to shoes. Nike, right? So Nike uses basketball superstars to advertise shoes. Why? Because you will have a cognition that, oh, if that basketball player is very, very good in what he's doing, then if I will use the same shoes, he's using that shoes, and because he uses that shoes, he's able to play basketball very well. Because that shoes is made by quality rubber, and it gets a good grip on the basketball floor. He doesn't slip, so he can really run fast. He can really hold his stand. So if I will be using that kind of shoes, I can play better in basketball too. That is cognitive learning. Now, classical conditioning, although that's the first one that I mentioned, It's also the last one that I will discuss because classical conditioning is more complicated. Because classical conditioning is making you feel and think and believe that things are important and necessary by associating something that is not important to something that is important. Do you follow me? So, if I have this object that is a need, and then I will associate this object, which is not a need, and I will usually advertise them together, then people will eventually believe that this is a need, even though it's not a need. Even though this is not an important object, but because it's being associated and shown together all the time with with a very important object, then the not important object gets the value of being an important object. Okay? So let's say, for example, your life insurance. Who here has life insurance? You have life insurance. Okay. Who else? Only G1 has life insurance? So only G1 gets scammed with life insurance? I'm not saying that life insurance is a scam, but this is how life insurance markets their product, okay? They will tell you who has been here, who here has experienced being sold with life insurance. Did you experience people selling you life insurance? Do you know what life insurance is? Yeah. Like it's an amount of money that when something happens to you, not you who will get it because you're probably dead by the time that you have something. By the time something happens to you, you won't be able to get the life insurance. It's your beneficiary, either your wife or your son or your daughter or your husband or your mother or father or whoever you write as your beneficiary will receive the money. Okay? So, um, life insurance, if you're going to think about it, it's not really a very important product. Like, you don't need life insurance. Savings, yes, you need savings. But life insurance, you don't need it. Okay? However, the way they sell life insurance is like this. Oh, let's just say, for example, G1. G1, you're looking after your baby brother. Okay? What if something wrong happens to you? You had a car accident and you died. Who's going to look after your baby brother? How will your baby brother survive? Your baby brother is only 10 years old. We don't know what will happen in life. Maybe in the next year, you will have an accident, or maybe tomorrow you will have an accident. How can a 10-year-old survive in this world if he has no money? If he has no other family except you? And if something bad happens to you, how will your baby brother survive? Okay? So G1 thinks that, oh my God, that's true. What if something happens to me? Every day I drive out to work, every day I drive home to work. I may be a very careful driver, but the other drivers are not. And who knows, I will meet a bad driver later, or a bad driver tomorrow, or I will encounter a bad driver next month or next year. And what will happen? I could be in an accident. I could be in a coma. Or I could be dead, the worst. So who's going to look after my baby brother? Right? So the insurance product, which is not a necessity, which is not very important, it becomes important to you or to G1 or to the buyer. Why? Because they associate it with life. Life is important. Insurance is not important. But they always bring it up together that to have good life, you need to have good insurance so that your family can have a better life. Even if you are gone, even if something bad happens to you, your family can still have a good life. Then you need to have an insurance. And how much is this insurance? They cost a lot. 180, 200, $250 a month. And you pay them for the next 25 years. 25 years. You don't pay them in the next year or so. You pay them in the next 25 years. Now, in the next 25 years, you don't even know if that insurance company is still available. What if in the next 10 years that insurance company will go bankrupt? Like now, a lot of insurance companies are filing bankrupt because of the fire claims. All those houses that got burned, those houses are mostly households of the rich people, the famous people. They can afford insurance. So they pay insurance. Now, because insurance promised them that, oh, when something bad happens to your house, because you are paying money to us monthly, we will be able to help you. I mean, if one house goes bad in a year, or two houses or three houses, something wrong happens in a year, the insurance company has the money to help them. The question is, what if 300 houses got an accident or had a problem in a year? Does the insurance company have enough money to deliver their promise of millions of dollars to help the 300 houses that got? So see, even the insurance company is not assured. It's not 100% guarantee that it can help you. But it makes you think that, yes, it can help me, so I will pay this insurance company monthly. Okay? So just imagine. Like, I mean, does anybody here lived in an, or used to live? Now we are in America, we always fly or drive. But for me, I used to live in the Philippines, and the means of transportation is by boat because we are separated by seas. To be able to go to the next province or to go to the next state, you travel by boat or by airplane. You cannot drive because we are divided into different islands. Okay. Now, these boats have insurance too. Now, if one boat goes down, yes, the insurance company has money to pay for the damages of the boat. Okay? But there are times that the Philippines gets this very, very strong hurricane, just like what Florida got last year. And 200 boats went down. Out of the 200 boats that went down, 130 has the same insurance company. The question then was that, how can the insurance company, or does the insurance company have enough money to cover the damages of the 130 boats? So that's it. So that's classical conditioning, you know. A product which is not important, they always sell it with something important. and then it becomes expensive, and it becomes a need. Another example of classical conditioning is, sorry, um, the organic foods that you are buying, right? Who loves to eat organic? You love to eat organic? Very good. What is the price difference of organic food from the common food that you buy on the market? Much higher, yes. But what's the difference? So they associate organic food with good health, right? Good health, of course, it's a priority. It's important. It's a need. People need to have good health. Now, organic food, they associated that because it is planted and it is grown without additional chemicals, no pesticides, no everything's natural. So they will tell you that the risk of getting cancer, the risk of getting all these diseases will be lowered compared to the food that you buy from the market, which are commercially produced. And these kind of food may have been exposed to pesticides. They may have been exposed to sorry, other chemicals. But the question is, yes, you buy organic food because you feel it's a need, because good health is a need. But the question is, does organic food give you 100% assurance that you will never have cancer? No. Does organic food give you a 100% assurance that you will never get sick? No. But people buy organic food even if it's more expensive because it is associated with good health, which is a priority and a need to everybody. That's how classical conditioning works. Okay, and this is how consumer behavior class will explain to you, and probably when you become business owners, then you can use consumer behavior. How you can use consumer behavior on how to sell your products, manipulate and control your customers. Now, please, so I will not explain further because otherwise you will not listen to the video lecture that I posted or you will not read the materials. Now, the second week lecture talks about the thought process when people buy. Okay? And what's the thought process when people buy? It's always like this. Number one, recognizing that the product is a need. Okay? Because if you, as a customer, if you don't recognize it, if you don't identify it, if you don't think that it is a need, you don't feel like buying it. Correct? Yes. Do you think it's a need to be here? Spending $1,600 a quarter to study at WCU? Why? Hmm? Because your student visa is here. See? If your student visa is not connected with WCU, if your I-20 is not issued by WCU, why would you want to study here? Why would you pay $1,600, $1,800 per quarter just to be here? So the first step is to recognize that the product that you are going to pay and get is a need. Okay. Now, once you have that once you have that product, okay, I will make international students as an example for this. Okay. So for example, if you're an international student, you realize that getting enrolled in a school is a need so that you can maintain your F1 visa, right? Okay. So now you recognize the need. Number two, you go to information, gathering of information. So you gather information. Okay, I need to be a student, I need to be an active student to be able to maintain my F1 visa so that I can stay legally in the United States. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to shop. UCLA. How much is the tuition? Someone here went to UCLA, right? You went to UCLA, right? Your first degree is with UCLA. Your third degree is with UCLA. How much does UCLA cost? That did cost you? 30,000 a year? 18 per semester. So that's like 20,000 a year, roughly. Because 2 semesters, right, with UCLA. Oh, 3 semesters too. Okay, so they're doing a trimester now. So if it's 10,000 per semester times three, so 4 semesters, and you have to attend all four, and it's 10,000 per semester. So that's like 40,000 a year. Okay. Sorry. I went to Northwestern. It's also a very expensive university, but I was on a scholarship, so I only paid $1,500 a semester. Ooh, okay. So I know UCLA is expensive. So and that's even a state university. 40,000 a year. And then you said, okay, okay, 40,000 a year. And then you start shopping again. Maybe I don't need UCLA. I just need an F1 status. So I just need to be enrolled in a school. Let's check USC. Oh my God. The University of Southern California is a private university. I inquired my tuition for my doctorate. Um, when was this? 2000, I did my doctorate in 2016. So in 2015, I inquired at USC how much would it cost me to do a doctor degree in business. And they said, "Oh, welcome. They are so nice." Before they told me the price, they were very nice. They gave me a pen, they gave me a notepad that says USC, go Trojans. And then I was walking, and somebody was very nice showing me this is our classroom. This will be the lecture theater for doctorate students. And everything was like, wow, state of the art. You don't see TVs like this. You will see like big LED screens that everyone can see. Everything is just and you don't see things controlled by computer. The things there, the professors there are holding a tablet and they can just like click, 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 everything on the tablet. Wow. The chairs, oh my God, the chairs, your chairs are so nasty. Um, Look at your chairs, they're so hard. That's why you don't want to sit there for like 3 or 4 hours because your butt's gonna hurt. But the chairs in USC, oh my God, you can sleep. They're so comfortable. They're so cozy. I said, wow. And then they showed me this is the study area for doctorate students. You, as a doctorate student, you will have 24 access, 24-hour access, 7 days a week in the study area. The study area has a big cushion, a couch that you can even sleep. Some students were sleeping there. The tables have Mac computers that are really big that can access different library sources. They have unlimited coffee in the study area for the doctorate students. Not just unlimited coffee, but they also have unlimited cookies, including Oreos. I was like, oh my God. Like everything. I said, I may be able to spend money on my tuition, but I can save money on the rent. I was like telling myself, maybe I will not rent an apartment in LA when I study at USC. I will just live in the study area of the doctorate program because they have shower rooms and they have changing rooms because like doctorate people, they spend 24 hours doing their thesis, their dissertation, so they need like a really good study area. And then they toured me and then they gave me a shirt that says "Go Trojans." I said, "Wow, I haven't enrolled here yet. I was just asking." And they were already giving me all this stuff. And then the time came when I had to sit down, and then I was given the calculations for my doctorate tuition. I was really shocked. It was $89,000 a year. I said, I can buy a house in the Philippines with $89,000. Now, if I'm going to study for 4 years, because that's the doctorate term, the doctorate degree is 4 years, 3 to 4 years. I mean, you will be very lucky if you finish your doctorate in 3 years. But never has it been in the history of doctorate degrees in any university that you will finish your degree in 3 years. People always finish their degree in 4 or 5 years. So I was like thinking, 89,000 times 4? I can buy a mansion in the Philippines. I can even buy like 3 apartments, 3 condominiums. Live in one condo, then the other condo, I'll have it rented. And I'll have extra income. Oh, this is not, I don't know. I don't think I can. Not because, apart from the reason that I cannot afford it, I also think it's not a good buy. Okay. But of course, like the way they market it, when they marketed it, it makes you feel that you really want to be there. It makes you feel that you're accepted. It makes you feel that you belong. It makes you feel that you are going to be the smartest person when you graduate because of everything that they will offer. So, and then you will shop again. Okay, let's find another school. UCLA, too expensive. USC, too expensive. Let's find another school. Cal State. Cal State is also a state university. Again, it's also it's also expensive. Not as expensive as UCLA, but still expensive, okay? So I tried to search if what are the conditions of an F1 status? Okay. And then the USCIS website only says as long as you are enrolled in a SEVIS certified school. Oh, I only need to maintain my F1 status so that I can stay legally in America. And the SEVIS says, as long as I am enrolled full-time in a SEVIS certified school. So let's try to find SEVIS certified schools. And voila, there are so many SEVIS certified schools. And then you found Western Covenant University. How much is the tuition? 1,600 per quarter. Are you SEVIS certified? Yes, we are SEVIS certified. That's good. Okay. So now, because of the information, you're able to choose which of the needed products you want to buy. Okay? So you realize, that's number one. Number one process in buying is recognizing the need. So your need there was to be enrolled full-time in a school so that you can maintain your F1 status. Number two, you research for information. And you found out during your research that you only need to be enrolled in a SEVIS certified school. And you found out that Western Covenant University is a SEVIS certified school which has a very low tuition. You also found out that next door, right across this building, is Pacific State University, which is also a SEVIS certified school, and it also charges $1,600 per quarter. The same tuition, different universities. So, what's now the third thought process? The third thought process is now what? We call it weighing the pros and cons or evaluating. Okay. Western Covenant University, Pacific State University, tuition wise, the same. Pacific State University, recognized by the state of California, accredited by BPPE. Western Covenant University, also recognized by the state of California, BPPE. Pacific State University, only their business program is accredited by the federal government through ASICS. Okay? The science program, the computer science program, is not accredited by the federal government. Western Covenant University, all programs are accredited by the federal government through TRACS, which is the Transnational Association of Christian Colleges and Schools. Okay, so I am leaning towards Western Covenant University now because they're both recognized by the state and the federal government, all courses. BPPE has a lot of Turkish students, and I'm Turkish. I want to be with my fellow Turkish students so that I will not be homesick. WCU has only 3 or 4 Turkish students. Okay, I think I want to be with Pacific States now. Sorry. And then you will be like, Pacific States only have classes in the afternoon. Western Covenant University only have classes in the evening. What do I prefer? Do I like to attend classes in the afternoon, or do I like to attend classes in the evening? I think evening, so that I can work in the morning. So that's the thought process. So once you are done evaluating the pros and cons, you will now buy. Right? After you buy the product, you will now what? What's the next thing? Sorry. After you buy the product, you will now have a post-purchase behavior, wherein you will have to justify that you made the correct decision so that you will not feel bad, so that you will not regret. The same thing with people who buy branded bags. When you tell them, oh my God, you spent $10,000 for a bag, what will they say? They say, it's not just a bag, it's Hermes. So yeah. So that's week number 2, which is the thought process. Now, I'm supposed to discuss week number 3. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay. I could not find a much longer um, this one, so I think I will have to open it there. Let's see. Okay, so oh, you cannot see. Okay, so for week 3, I'm supposed to talk about motivation, personality, and emotion, which this is a very good study to understand your consumers. S- It's a study wherein you will have to identify what your consumers think, feel about the product, and what do they need about the product. Okay? If you notice, cell phones before are only used for calling and texting. But because of consumer behavior studies, wherein they tried to identify what's the motivation why people buy cell phones, what are the personality of people using cell phones, and what are the emotions involved when people use cell phones, then they realize that maybe people need an additional radio, a camera, a notepad on a cell phone. Because of understanding the motivation, personality, and emotion of the consumers and the market, then these consumer behavior analysts realize that we can improve the product and fit the improvement to how the people feel towards the product and what are the things that people need to be added on the product. So that's why for your activity 2, the question is, it's an essay question. Develop a consumer profile for a target market segment. So what are you going to do? You are going to choose a product that you want to sell, any product, and then identify identify the market of that product. Who are the people who usually buys that product? And I want you to create a profile of the people who buys that product. For example, my product is facial moisturizer. So who will be my target audience? Who will be my target market? So these will be the people who are um, between 18 to 60 years old or 18 to 70 years old. People with dry skin. People who want to look beautiful. People who want to make their skin glow, right? So, because you already identified who are the people who will buy this facial moisturizer, then you will create a table. What's the age? Okay, what's the age profile of people who want to buy? What's the gender of the people who want to buy? How many men, how many women, how many um, transgender, how many non binary? And then, what's the income of the people who want to buy these products? People who are buying mostly facial moisturizers, are they the middle class income earners? Are they the low income earners? Are they the high income earners? So you're going to make a profile, okay? So this will be on your essay, Deadline is February 2. That's Sunday, 11:59 p.m. But since you are present here in person, you are exempted from doing this. So only those who are absent today will have to do the activity in lieu for their attendance. Okay? And those who are present, you don't have to do this. But please help your classmates who are absent, tell them to do this. Otherwise, they will be marked absent if they will not do this. Okay? Clear? So now let me get the attendance sheet. Write your name and signature, and then after that, you can go home. We will go home early tonight, as promised. Okay, thank you. Yes? Yes, activity one. Only one. Sorry. Everybody has to do activity one. But for activity two, only those who are absent today. Those who are present today, you don't need to do this. Okay. Let me just get the attendance sheet, and then you write your name and your signature, and then after that, you can go home. Okay.